What is up, everyone? It is Andy coming to you on a Saturday when you least expected it, and that's why I honestly told you should subscribe to the OddsShopper channel. There's a bunch of reasons, but I'm not kidding you when I tell you I don't know myself. I don't know when I feel like making a video, so the only way you can truly know when the latest video is out is by subscribing to that OddsShopper channel, and that's not even a sell. That's just me being honest with you. If you want an actual sell, you want me to sell you something? Fine. Caesars Sportsbook, the first bet, $1,250 risk-free. You took Vegas last night, you bet $1,250, you would have won. Who cares about the risk-free bet? You took Dallas, you would have lost, but if you were a new user on Caesars, over 21, located in a state where sports betting is permitted, that $1,250 bet would have been waiting for you in your account in free bet credits to rip on some bets tonight. And you're probably going to want to make some bets tonight because I don't know if it's the original studio, but when I'm in this green here, bets just be flying correct. Now, just like we kind of, and by we I mean me, thought in last night's game, it was another one of these games in these series that was 2-2 in the third, 3-2 towards the end of the game, and we were one flick of the wrist away from that empty netter 4-2. I'm telling you, these series reek of 2-2 tied in the third. So go ahead, find that on your local sports book. It's going to be 2-2 in the third at some point. Anyway, last night's game ended up 3-3 because of an empty net goal the other way where Dallas tied it up, but Vegas won it. I thought that weirdly enough they were going to lose another close one, and that's exactly what happened for Dallas. Now the beautiful thing about that series, I told you I thought it went 7. Vegas won game 1. I think you know who I believe is going to win game 2 if you watched yesterday's video. But looking at today, we got this Panthers-Carolina series. Now the tricky thing about this game is the 4 overtimes from the other night. How does that affect the teams going forward? Does that mean they're a little tired? Does that mean you just throw more at the net or you throw less at the net and you're just looking for quality chances? Is it going to be more of a defensive battle, or does the fatigue mean there's going to be more defensive lapses, which actually means more goals? Well, what I actually think is that I think it's going to be the same thing like every other game. I think that every game in this series is destined to be 2-2 in the third. I would not be surprised if this final was once again 3-2. If there was a game that was likely to have a team score 1 goal, maybe it would be this one because of the fatigue. For example, I mean, you saw this last game. If Carolina goes up, I believe that they really will try to limit Florida fully. Just like, we got a lead, sit everyone back. I mean, we already saw that in the last game, but Florida was able to break through, which meant that Carolina had to push to tie it up. But both of Carolina's goals were scored on the power play. We'll see how special teams works itself out. But I believe 2-2 in the third. Anytime you can get something like that, what do I want? I want the Panthers at +1.5. Is it the best priced ever? No. But Florida has won, I believe, is it 7 straight road playoff games now? Which is crazy. Even the Avalanche, who were incredible, they lost 1 game on the road all postseason last year. We're talking about the Panthers approaching that status. But just between me and you, the crazy thing is, I don't care if we're talking about that Boston series, the Toronto series, last game, Florida does not look that convincing. It seems like either one of these games in the first series or the second series or this series, they could have went either way on the coin flip. And like Harvey Dent, it's like it just keeps landing on that crooked tails. So, or did Harvey Dent just have a double heads coin? And then one just had like those dashes through it? Anyway, Florida +1.5 is what I would want to do. I don't want to bet against a team that keeps finding a way. When a team has that belief, I don't like betting against that. If you need something to put with that, I do think that Barkov is most likely to be their highest scorer throughout this series. If you combine the +1.5 with Barkov, that puts you close to even money. Or if you want to take that +1.5 and add Duclair over 1.5 shots on goal. I don't know why I declared and slowed up when I said it, but he was giving them fits last game. His speed really was giving Carolina fits. It opened up the space for the first goal. He ended up having like over 4 shots on goal by the end of the second, was it? Might have even been the end of the first. but he really is causing them a ton of fits. And if they're putting his shot total of 1.5 and he's playing with Verhaeghe and Barkov, kind of like his chances of going over 1.5 shots on goal. There's a variety of bets you can take there. Now, I went over to my friends over at Area 51, my insiders over at the program, and I'm talking about OddsShopper Premium, of course. They got 2 player props on Florida that they see as a high % chance of hitting, great return on investment. That's the over on shots on goal for Brandon Montour. Makes total sense when you look how much he plays in every one of these games. And then Carter Verhaeghe, over 2.5 shots on goal. I mean, he scored last game, and we know that he's a shoot-first player. Ton of goals throughout the course of these playoffs. I think those could be 2 good player props for you. An extra one from me, under 2.5 shots on goal for Sam Reinhart. Now, don't forget, there are other player props, game props, team props, other sport props available at OddsShopper Premium. They got a deal going on, so go over there, check that out. You can benefit from all the good stuff that Area 51, aka OddsShopper Premium, has to bring you. So be sure to check that out. I've been going back and forth in my head about how I feel about the goalies. I'm worried about the overtime. Like, I would like to take the under on shots on goal. Both of the goalies. By the way, I understand I got bailed out last game. I took the over on Anderson saves because Florida was able to compile shots on all these goalies. And at the end of 3, both goalies were under. I ended up hitting the over on Anderson simply because it went to 18 overtimes. But in a game where players are fatigued, something tells me they're going to look for quality chances opposed to quantity and having the energy to just chuck everything at the net and chase rebounds. So something tells me the under on saves is the way that I would go. Not extremely confident about that. But as far as the game as a whole, I like Florida plus 1.5. I think it will be tied in the third period. You want to have some extra balls, 60-minute draw. Neither team to win in 60 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to overtime again. These Florida games, it's unbelievable. But I will go Florida with the puck line. I understand that's not the best, but I gave you some options to parlay that with some other things. I could lie to you, give you a pick that, oh yeah, go ahead, take Carolina puck line with the over, sure. That's not what I believe, but if you need plus money, you can go chase that. I told you what I like. We'll see. Maybe. Do you think you can get me on a Saturday, on a Sunday? We will see, but you got me today, which is more than we can say for most weekends. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed to the OddsShopper channel. Come follow me on social media, and if I don't make a video tomorrow, I'll throw a pick or 2 on there. It's at Andy Francis on all social media platforms. I will see you some other time. Take it easy.